Just when I thought I had seen it all before in my entire life, I never even dreamed that we would all go on to see what we have seen as of late. And I'm going to show you some of what I'm talking about in this series.
This show is for those of you who understand that fearlessness isn't a single action, but it's a lifestyle. So let's freaking go.
Yo! Saddle up! Lock and load!
You do believe in miracles?
Intense enough to warp the very fabric of space and time.
This is Spain This Nation.
It goes without saying that late night talk shows aren't exactly the same as they were 10, 15, 20, 25 years ago. When it used to be about, all right, 11:35 comes around and, Jay Leno or Letterman or whatever, and it was all about just kind of making people laugh for an hour. Kind of poke fun at a little bit of everybody, this president, that politician, this artist, this entertainer, whatever, right? It was really just about making people laugh. And, that's what people tuned in for. That hasn't exactly been the same for the past several years, as it's all become very one-sided, heavy political commentary, geared only towards about half of the potential audience. And we've seen late night ratings crater across the board.
Yeah.
But the person who has the highest of those ratings, of the late night ratings that have all cratered, is actually Stephen Colbert. Well, I should say it was Stephen Colbert, because that show is fucking done. CBS to cancel Late Show with Stephen Colbert, citing financial decision. And they are not just firing Stephen Colbert. The show's done.
Yeah.
After decades and decades and decades, Letterman handing off to Colbert, whatever it was, like, after decades, the show's just over. Like, it's not financially viable anymore. We are fucking done. And he made the announcement while he was recording yesterday. The crowd booed when they heard the news. I share your feelings. It's not just the end of our show, but it's the end of the Late Show on CBS. I'm not being replaced. This is all just going away. It's a fantastic job. I wish someone else was getting it. What's your take, Jay?
So no Late Show, like they're just... It's time to close the book on the Late Show comedy thing that they used to have on all these networks, because nobody cares anymore. It's a different time. It's just different. Like, the way we watch television is so different now too than when these things were really popular. It's like, if you wanted to watch a show, you either had to set your VCR or you had to be home at 8:00 or whenever it came on. Like, that's it. There was no, like, now anytime we want to watch something, it's whenever it's at our leisure. We just turn on streaming, things like that. I do want to share some, not to get too political or anything, but I just want to show how dumb people in our government are, because Elizabeth Warren wants a investigation because she says America deserves to know if his show is canceled for political reasons. So they want to take taxpayers' dollars and do an investigation because America wants to. So that's what the government's saying about this cancellation. It's sending shockwaves everywhere. Shocking.
Well, that's the thing. If he was fired, if the show is canceled for making fun of Trump, even CBS recently settled a big lawsuit because of 60 Minutes, all this stuff, right? That's been in the works for a while. If he was going to get canceled or fired for making fun of Trump, I think it would have happened about 10 years ago. But the reality is, politics do have a big reason to me as to why this is happening. And it's not because he said this about someone. It's because across all of the late shows, I think something like in 2025, 99% of the hosts that they've brought on, or the guests that they've brought on, have been left-wing. They are only appealing in a changing entertainment landscape, because that's what it is. It's changing. You brought it up. Streaming, the way people watch stuff, cord cutting, people no longer watching right as something's airing on live television. They'll watch it some other time. All of these things play a factor. But when you combine that with alienating your potential audience, it's a disaster. And that's all that these late night talk shows have been about, whether it's shilling for the vaccine, or like doing all of this stuff, man. And ironically, of all of the late night shows, Stephen Colbert, despite being on CBS, despite on ABC with Jimmy Kimmel, who was not very happy, Jimmy Kimmel lashes out at CBS for canceling Colbert. Fuck you. You're next, Jimmy. You're next, Jimmy Kimmel. Like, whichever one of these things you want to look at, they have all just become completely one-sided politically, and they've lost their viewership. There's one show that has not and actually has risen and is beating them by a big margin, and that's Greg Gutfeld on a cable network, Fox News.
Crazy.
Which provides an alternative perspective, obviously, to what they're doing. And their ratings have soared. So, yeah, you know what? Politics is a reason that this is canceled, and it's because it turns so many viewers off in an already shifting entertainment landscape. I'm not going to feel bad. Fuck him. Nobody watches this shit anymore because of them. They're the ones that did this.
Soulmare says, my God, Jay's obnoxious. Why does he have to yell? My bad.
Yeah, it's true.
Sorry
Jay, I often get pissed because Jay is just so fucking loud all the time.
Sorry about that, man.
It's just annoying.
I try not to be much obnoxious here. The mic is right in front of him. Pie hole. Wait, hold on. Let me get this straight. My God, Jay is obnoxious, period. Why does he have to yell? Question mark, exclamation point. The mic is right in front of him, pie hole. So I want to make sure I got that right. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree with that guy.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Somebody said Craig Ferguson. Dude, Craig Ferguson should have replaced Letterman. The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson was fucking awesome. I watched it forever. I thought he was hilarious. I think it would have been a really great replacement. But didn't happen.
Yeah, he's got a much nicer pie hole.
Craig Ferguson?
Yeah.
I never thought much about his pie hole, but
CBS just canceled The Late Night with Stephen Colbert, just days after Colbert took a swing at his own network for settling with Trump. The network claims it was a purely financial decision, and Colbert's last show will be next spring. So, Clay, is Gutfeld now officially Trump the king of late night?
God, this is probably a really tough story for you to have to do to give Gutfeld praise. I know of all the things that you could be doing on the show, this is probably not the peak of your choice. It pains me. I bet that CNN or MSNBC hires this guy and tries to put him up against Gutfeld head-to-head, and guess what's going to happen? Gutfeld's going to crush him even worse because he's not funny. Look, the goal of late-night television for my entire life, when we were growing up, he took over David Letterman's show. David Letterman made fun of everybody equally. Everybody liked Letterman. Everybody liked Leno, Johnny Carson. All of these shows combined to unite everybody, Democrats, Republicans, Independents. He went woke, and he destroyed the entire late-night industry because he got ratings. Everybody else chased him, and now none of them have audiences because it's not comedy anymore. And here's a question for everybody out there watching, because I genuinely mean this. Is there any business or any show that has gone woke and actually it has made sense from a business imperative? NBA, crashed ratings. Bud Light, crashed market share. You just run through the entire litany of brands that decided to go fundamentally anti-Trump. Colbert's the latest. They all fail and alienate their base of people who just wanted to laugh. And maybe, I don't know, maybe he can ride off into the sunset with his buddy Barack Obama.
Well, I don't think he's going to land, Clay, at a place like CNN or MSNBC because they can't afford him. He's making 15 mil, 20 mil, and he's got a crew
$15 million.
And he's got the writers. They're paying the writers.
People writing bad jokes.
I know.
I mean, this is one of the best boondoggles of all time. All he had to do was just make a few jokes at Democrats' expense, and he could have done this show until he was 80, and he couldn't do it because Trump broke his brain.
I know. And now the legacy media is breaking brick by brick, it's all falling apart. Clay Travis, good to see you.
That's exactly right.